Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Wednesday, 11th of March. In this update, Winston Peters believes the COVID inquiry has been deficient and biased. The second phase of the inquiry has found some mandates went on too long, and the government failed to communicate well enough with Kiwis. But it's found New Zealand's approach was good overall. New Zealand First's leader says many people perceive the inquiry as one-sided and the damage is done. He says the saddest thing is how many New Zealanders have lost confidence in the health system. Trade disruptions are being felt across the world, with maritime traffic remaining at a standstill through the Strait of Hormuz. Salt Fund's Managing Director Matt Goodson says it's not clear if America's war goals coincide with Israel's or when the strait will reopen. He says there's about 6.5 million barrels of oil shut in at the moment, and that's really a key crunch point for the global economy. US Defence Secretary Pete Hegseth says today is the most intense day of fighting in Iran so far. He says Iran's leaders are desperate and scrambling, and the enemy is totally and decisively defeated. A warning: Air New Zealand may start to strip back some routes as it deals with the fallout of conflict in the Middle East. The airline says fares will change and it will have to find ways to cut costs as jet fuel prices spike. It had expected second-half earnings to be broadly in line with or just below the first-half loss of $59 million before tax, but has now suspended that guidance. Aviation commentator Irene King says the airline may consider changing up its regional operations or cutting longer-haul routes. She says some routes have been at risk for quite some time, so it may be something for them to think about during their current strategic review. Time may be of the essence for Te Pāti Māori as it seeks to put months of internal friction behind it before Election Day. The High Court's reinstated MP Maria Menokapa-Kingi's party membership, finding her expulsion in October breached the party's constitution and tikanga. Takuta Ferris won't be reinstated, carrying on as an independent MP. Former party leader Te Ururoa Flavel says there's a massive job ahead to rebuild bridges and restore faith in the leadership and direction of the party. He says seats may be lost because people have always looked to Te Pāti Māori for political leadership could lose hope and look elsewhere. There are concerns parts of Christchurch Hospital are bursting at the seams. The hospital's emergency department reached capacity at the weekend, and the nurses' organisation says the neonatal ICU is also struggling. Auckland councillors are backing a plan to cut townhouse zoning in areas with poor public transport and areas further from the city centre. Mayor Wayne Brown says it's a sensible approach that corrects insane interference from the government. In sport, potential T20 international cricket debuts loom for Katini Clark, Nick Kelly and Jayden Lennox as New Zealand prepare to host South Africa in 5 matches starting Sunday. Much of the Black Caps World Cup squad will be rested. The Warriors' NRL playmaking stocks are poised for a boost ahead of schedule, with halfback Luke Metcalf back in full team training after his knee surgery. Runner Sam Tanner has been picked up by the On Athletics Club as a fresh sponsor. He's had to sever ties with coach Craig Kirkwood as part of the arrangement. I'm Nivareti Manu. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.